Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for clicking on my video. If you are new to the channel, my name is Milu. I was born clairvoyant, which means I don't use any tools to read. I am also a psychic and a medium. Today's video is about a bit of a different subject that I usually present to you in my daily streams. Today is about how I went about learning astrology. I did not attend an astrology school. I learned it on my own because someone told me I couldn't do it. And I don't like to hear that. It was a struggle at the beginning because at that time I wasn't on YouTube. That was about 11, 12 years ago. Yes, I knew about YouTube. But I don't believe at that time YouTube, the number of videos about astrology or any other subject was as rich as it is today. So it was a bit of a struggle to start. Today I will give you the basis how I started. The first thing I did was since I had no one, basically I went online and I went to different sites, astrological site. There is one that stands on my mind. The name of it is Cafe Astrology. They have a whole slew. I mean, basically, you don't even have to buy books in order for you to learn if you go to that site. And also, I will post links not only to Cafe Astrology, but to other websites where you can go and read so you can learn. And then if you want to buy books, that's fine too. Me, I purchased electronic books. And I will tell you why. I started learning astrology late in life, and I recognized immediately there is a lot to learn. So I had to devise a way to approach the subject and be able to use it when I need. So what I did was I use two computers when I'm reading, or if I'm using astrology. I have one computer for my, but you don't have to use two computers. You can use one computer and you go back and forth, or you can arrange it in a tile fashion so that you have your astrological application on one tile, and then you can have your ebook on another tile. But it was my preference because I tend to do, when it comes to electronics, I'm a little peculiar. I would use two computers. I would use one where I have my ebooks, and the other one I have the program that I use to create charts. And that program also has definitions of the houses, the planets, the aspects, all these things. You simply have to click on. I will give you a little preview on how you can go about doing that. The first four things I concentrated on were, if you look at the chart, it is divided into 12 sections, and those sections are called houses. And that was the first thing I learned I had to memorize, because that's, unfortunately, you have to memorize that. Or you can, after a while, after repeating, reading, and looking at it, you're going to remember anyway. But I made it my business to memorize the meaning of the houses, the next one, the meaning of the planets, the signs, and the basic aspects like square, opposition, sextile, semi-sextile. I learned the different aspects. No, I don't remember, or I don't remember the definition of all of them sometimes, because how intense this thing can be. So what I do most of the time, I use my intuition. I understand what an opposite is. Okay, the energies are in harmony. So I use my intuition to understand and make predictions. Astrology shows us the potential of things to unfold. It doesn't necessarily mean 100% it's going to happen, But if you are an intuitive, you use your intuition, you can pretty much tell. And I have proven that to myself. I have done readings for people where I tell them what I see, and then I will generate a chart for them and the reports, because people don't know, they can't interpret. If I send them the chart alone, they will not understand what it means. I generate reports along with the chart in order for people to understand. And sometimes people have trouble reading the reports as well, which is one thing I will go over maybe in my next video, how to read the reports when I send them to you. As an exercise, whenever you have time, because I'm going to post a video maximum once a week, for sure every 2 weeks. The first exercise I would like to advise anyone to do, I am going to post links to different websites, astrological websites, at the bottom of the video. Take a look at them and let me know if they are helpful to you. Also, go over the meaning of the different houses. What I wanted to convey today is, yes, you can learn astrology by yourself, or at least be able to find your way if somebody does a reading for you, or if someone shares a report in an astrological chart with you. And there are 4 basic things I concentrated on. I mean, believe me, there is a lot more. But the basics that you have to have, understand the 12 houses, the meaning of the 12 houses, the meaning of the planets, the meaning of the signs, and the aspects. If you can have a very good handle on those, like I said, you don't have to memorize everything. I did not memorize everything. I'm lazy when it comes to memorizing. What I do is I look at the aspects 2 planets are making and a sign, what sign they are in and the house they occupy, okay, and I go from there. That's my approach. This is where I'm going to leave this today. Next week, I will start with the definition of the different houses in astrology. Something else I want to convey, I will explain to you, I'll give you examples of how I go when I use my intuition to when I'm using a chart. You can try it on your own, but I will do my best at least to convey how I do that. Now, I'm going to use Donald Trump's chart, since all of us are interested in Donald Trump. So I'm going to use his chart as an example, and I am sure a lot of you are going to ask me questions about him. And you know what? I'm going to use this as an example, let's say for example, so I can show you why we feel that this guy is so aggressive, so emboldened. It's all in his chart. So I will use this as well to point out to people what's going on. In any event, let me open a chart and I'll go around the wheel so I can, just to give you a taste. Next time I will go a little deeper. Okay. This is Donald Trump's chart. This is a circle. As I mentioned earlier, it is divided into 12 sections. So the first house, it's on the left side. I am not going to go into any other detail. I'm going to make this as simple as I can so everyone can understand. And this is the first house where you see the number 1. And we go counterclockwise. 1, house 1, house 2, house 3, house 4, house 5, house 6, house 7, house 8, house 9, house 10, house 11, house 12. And if you notice, they have the signs outside. Next time I will go over these. Okay. And also you have the planets. Okay. In this case, he has Mars, and it's on the cusp of the first house. If you hear cusp, it's that line, okay, which divides two houses. I know there are a lot of amazing astrologers on YouTube. This is not for you, and I'm sure you're going to have corrections for me. I am open. I don't have a big ego when it comes to learning, but this is basic, and I'm sharing with others how I learned. This is the cusp of the first house. This is the cusp of the second house, and so on, going counterclockwise. And and I'm going to do it here so you can see what I am talking about. A lot of people, and I'm going to demonstrate that next week. Every time, I have to do someone's chart, I said, give me your date of birth, the time you were born, and your place of birth. A lot of times they don't know what time they were born, and they wonder why. It is very important for you to be able to give an astrologer or someone who's going to create your chart your exact time of birth. Otherwise, I will demonstrate that next week. You will see, even by a minute or two, first of all, the position of the sun and the moon can be different, and the houses will shift. But I will demonstrate that next week. In this case, I entered this information for Donald Trump. June 14th, 1946, that's his date of birth. His time of birth is 10:54 a.m. and his place of birth was Queens, New York. For now, this is to give you a flavor of how things work. I will do more, and I will post a link below the video to the websites that there are a number of websites where you can go, you can generate your natal chart. To interpret where it says interpretation, you click on that, you click on natal. Okay, this will describe everything in this circle. And then I click here, you click OK, it's going to generate your natal report. This does not change for the rest of your life. It will explain to you why you are the way you are, why you do the things that you do, and all those good things. So I'm giving you in this case, what was the first thing? Okay, it's in this case we did Trump's natal chart. Let's see what the definition of Leo rising is. I will use one paragraph. I will read one paragraph. Ferociously proud and somewhat vain. We know who that is. You like to be impressive and to be seen as somebody special. You are not timid, meek, or self-effacing, and are rarely content being in the background or in the subordinate position. You are a natural leader and do not take orders from others very well. You must have something of your own, something creative, be it business, a project, a home, or whatever, that you can develop and manage according to your own will and vision. Whatever you do it in a unique, dramatic, individual way. You would like to put your own personal stamp on it. We know what, in Trump's case, everything he does, he tries to put his stamp on it. It never comes out right. I will go more into depth. We can use Trump's chart as a case study. Please leave me feedback on how you like this approach. I'm simply sharing with all of you how I went about studying astrology, and you can too, even if you don't become an astrologer. But you can, if somebody generates your chart for you, or you have a report, you will be able to read it. Okay? Thank you very much for watching my first astrological video. I really appreciate it. And if you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'm going to post more, and also tap on the bell in order for you to be notified when I am online or when I post a video. You will be notified. Again, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Till next time. Bye.